Last week we began a story told in John chapter 4. It's a story of Jesus meeting a Samaritan woman just outside the city of Sychar, near a well. He'd stopped one day and he was thirsty. And on the surface, the conversation seemed simple. It seemed innocent. But Jesus came that day, destined to meet this woman and to change not only her heart, but to change the heart of many within the city. This is a story of the urgency of the disciple in sharing the message of Jesus. We began in verse 28, and we talked about the urgency of the woman, as that day she came to a realization of who Jesus really was, the man she was speaking with. And she came to that well, burdened with a heavy jar, ready to be filled with physical water. But she left the well that day in a hurry, without that jar, to go back to the city, not with physical water, but with spiritual water unto eternal refreshing. And then in verse 29, we talked about the message of urgency that she shared with the people in the city as she came to the streets, shouting, talking about this man she just met, who apparently knew everything about her since the day she was born. She was inviting them to come see this man. She was putting it in their court to let them decide for themselves, could this really be the Messiah? And this week, we pick up that story again, beginning in verse 30. We'll go through verse 33, and we'll focus on what Jesus says to his disciples as this woman has run back into the city. And they have this time to urge Jesus to eat something, because he's apparently gone a day without eating. And Jesus answers the urgency of meeting temporal needs in this passage. Let's look this week as Jesus helps us see the unimportance of meeting temporal needs when compared to sharing the gospel of Jesus. And my hope this week, brothers, is that our perception of urgency would be radically changed. The urgency to meet needs would be radically changed. And those needs that we want to meet would be the need to spread the gospel. So come with me, brothers, as we pick up this story again.